Well, time now for our C-Suite sit-down. Joining me now is Eric Poe. He's the COO of sister companies. One is called Cure. The other one's called New Jersey Pure. The rhyme doesn't really mean anything. It's just the sister companies, right, Eric?
That's right.
Okay, let's focus on the healthcare side, which is New Jersey Pure. And you told our producers that you can correctly say that 90% of New York physicians are buying insurance from insurance companies that have less money than a hot dog vendor?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that exactly?
Well, if you apply the accounting rules and procedures that the vast majority of America actually has to abide by, they would actually have more liabilities than assets. So they're actually categorically insolvent. So when they're promising to pay for claims in the future, they actually don't have the money right now to pay for those claims in the future, but they're selling policies and promising that they can.
So are you different than that? Do you have more money than a hot dog vendor?
Yes. Well, in other states in the country, they don't have exemptions from certain accounting procedures that they have in New York. So in comparison to New York, New Jersey and other carriers all have the capital required to pay for claims in the future.
So what exactly do you provide to physicians?
We provide policies to them. So we actually sell them policies to say that if somebody sues them for malpractice, we'll pay for those claims.
Now, are you kind of a small fish in a big pond here? Because there's a lot of major insurance companies that I'm sure provide some sort of malpractice insurance. How do you guys survive?
Well, we survive because we concentrate specifically in New Jersey right now. We make sure that every physician has a certain track record of low risk and in performing good practice of medicine. So that's what we look to do more than the commercial carriers.
So we're talking a lot about malpractice, especially with the new health care, different policies and reforms that are suggested in Washington. Do you have any reaction to that about how any policy changes, maybe a national health care option, could affect your business?
Well, it won't necessarily affect our business, but the proposal of the Obama administration to put the Office of National Insurance is definitely important because it's something that they'll have consistent oversight of the insurance industry, so we don't have an AIG occur in the future.
So in your mind, is that a good thing?
It's definitely a good thing. I think they should probably take it a step further so you don't have the type of crisis you have in New York where physicians are possibly buying policies which they won't be able to protect them if they get sued.
Sure, because if you're a patient and you're suing a physician for malpractice, then, I mean, that could be your livelihood that's not available to you.
Right. It's a major risk.
Now, just on a flip side, really quick here, I want to touch on this just quickly. Cure is an auto insurance side of this, what you overlook as COO.
Right.
What's that been like? Because the auto industry certainly has been struggling as
Yeah, I mean, the auto insurance industry is interesting because they've started to use credit scores, whether or not your education, whether or not you've had a four-year college degree to determine your rates. So if you don't, in this marketplace, if you're unemployed, if you don't have a college degree and you don't have a good credit score, your rates could actually be double than what they would be if you had actually a high level of education and high-paying job. So,
yikes.
So it's like a double whammy.
So how does that affect your business?
Actually, it does well for our business because we don't use credit scores, education, and occupation.
How do you get around that?
Well, basically, we make sure, once again, that our risks are good performing drivers. So we care about whether or not you drive well, not whether or not you make a lot of money.
And you know what, as someone that drives, I think that's important. I'd rather be driving with good drivers than just rich drivers, right? I mean, that would make sense.
That's the important thing. I mean, the sad part is that most of the large companies now are looking to sell more insurance lines. So they want to insure the person who has the most money so they can sell them homeowners insurance and boat insurance.
Interesting. So it goes back, you know, just to focus on the community now during a time like this. It's an interesting perspective, Eric. I appreciate having you come in and talk to us about it.
Thank you.
Very much. COO of Cure and New Jersey Pure. Very good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Eric, very much. All right, we'll be back with more Fox Business Morning coming right up.